All right, it's the 4th of August. It's a Monday. We've got just under 30 minutes to the NY Open. All right, 1 second. Just let me check if everything is good. Just a second. All right, let's start with the calendar. This week, no news. No news events this week. These are not important. ISM services, unemployment claims, nothing is important. They're not going to do anything to price. Okay, these are not important. So this week is a non-news week. The following week, which is next week, is a big week. CPI, PPI, retail sales, all three events in one week. Usually that's how it is, but sometimes you have them split. Sometimes they have CPI and PPI in one week, and then retail sales move to the next week. But this time, they're having it all in one week. I think they did the same thing last month as well. But this week should be a regular trading week. Shouldn't have much surprises, except for Trump chasing after the Nobel Peace Prize. Apart from that, there shouldn't be anything. There shouldn't be anything. Let's see, there might be something on tariffs. If there are some deals being struck on the tariffs, then they might push gold prices down. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's look at the. Let's see what happened. On the, let's do a quick recap of what happened last week. Now, we spoke about this, right? Last week on Friday, if you were here, if you watched the first, if you were here during the first 10 minutes of the stream, especially, we spoke about how the weekly candle could close. At that point, the weekly candle was sort of a bearish doji. I said it could go either way because it's NFP, and also not just because it's NFP, because it was a doji and it had not done much. It had, I think, done at that point about 700 pips. So there was a move left. And that could be a bearish move, could be a bullish move. Just looking at the weekly, right? It could go either way. That's what I said, right? I said it in the first, I think, five minutes of the stream. So the candle finally did almost 1,000 pips. I think just over 900, just under 1,000 pips. Yeah, about 950, 950, 960 pips. I think it did, right? So it did move up. And then if you go down to the daily, I said the price has been here several times. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 times. And it could go through or it could push up, right? Now, then again, what we did was we went to even low. We looked at the 30-minute time frame and we see how much time price spent in that 4-hour zone, right? So there was a zone here, price just spent an hour here. We spoke about all of this in the first, I think, 10, 12 minutes of the stream. We spoke about all of this. Price spent about 10, 12 minutes, I think about an hour here. So I said when price spends less time inside a decision level, a high time frame decision level, it's very likely we're going to get a reversal. So that was a reversal, and price did pull back a bit to this 3289 level, and then bounced off 3,300, and we got a huge push up. There was no pullback. I was not able to take any trades that day because there was no pullback at all. Price just pushed up 300 and I think 450 pips. Yeah, 530 pips, and there was no pullback. And then this was outside my stream hours. And it was a Friday. I was not willing to come back, this late and look for a trade. And now price is continuing to push up. So that's what happened. There was no pullback for me, but if you are a breakout trader, then you could have traded the 15-minute time frame, depending on how you trade, how you enter the market. But if you are a pullback trader like me, there was no opportunity at all, right? On 30-minute time frame, price pushed up. We pulled back again a little bit. We just ranged. There was no real pullback. We just ranged under 3350, and then Asian session, I think, just continued, stayed under 3350, and then the market opened today, and we dipped back to 3350 and pushed up, right? So we kind of anticipated the move up, but there was no opportunity for as a pullback trader to get in on those trades, to get in on those buys. Now let's look at the daily time frame for today, and especially this week. We are very bullish on the daily. We've had a strong bull candle close above 3350, no top wick. Weekly has closed strong bullish, again no top wick above 3350, but because we're very bullish, it might not need to pull back too much, right? We've already had a pullback. Price has pulled back about nearly 200 pips. That should be good enough for us to continue to push higher. Now we've got clean space to the left here, right? Above 3350 or above this candle high, or even above 3367 is clean space to the left, right? Price can easily push through this, get up to 3,400, even go higher this week, right? Now we'll have to see where can price go today. We'll have to look at the 4-hour time frame for that. Let's go to our 4 hours. So before we do that, weekly we're bullish, daily we're bullish, and on the 4-hour we are bullish. We've created 4-hour support here. That's the last support that's been created, is on the 4-hour time frame, and it's 4-hour support, and we're pushing past. If we close above here, above this resistance, 4-hour resistance, which is around 3367, we should continue to go higher, right? We should continue to push through and head to 3,400. Right, let's go to our trading chart. Yeah, so this was unfortunately there was no pullback. Price opened here. We had drawn a fib. I was waiting for a pullback somewhere down here. Never happened. Just opened and pushed up over 500 pips, right? There's nothing that you can do in those situations if you're a pullback trader, right? So let's get rid of all of these and start our zones for today. Right. All right, let's go to work. So we have a supply zone here from last week that we have drawn. We're going to extend it to the right because that's where price is currently at. There is a small gap up. This is where the candle closed. It gapped up about 35 pips, probably 40 pips, not really significant. Immediately came back to that gap. Price has already come back to that gap. We've broken above this 4-hour high here. This high is 67.60 and this high has gone past 68.14. So we'll extend this to the right. Today is the 4th. Okay. Extend the liquidity candle as well to the right. Let's take a look at this area on the 1-hour time frame, because we do have a back candle here, but the back candle has tapped 3367 and the liquidity candle and pushed down. Yeah, I wouldn't really draw another zone here based on the 1-hour because we're already above it and we've tapped the liquidity candle. So if you do get a reaction off here, then it is because of 3367 and the liquidity candle. It's not because of anything below that. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If I'm talking too fast and you want me to slow down on certain places, let me know in the chat. If you have any questions on what I'm doing, you can also ask in the chat. with regards to the analysis only. Okay, so that is about 200 pips away, that zone, the next zone. And yeah, we've already moved. We just moved about 230 pips today. We're averaging about 600 pips a day. But you kind of need to remember that Friday was NFP. So that big move, uh, what's taken price averaging about 620 pips a day is because of the NFP move, right? So without that, I think we're averaging about 450 pips, I think, per day. So we still have a decent move left. We've done about 230. So we've got about a 200 plus pip move left for the day. Might have. Let's see. So that's why I'm extending these, because in case we push up, but I don't think we're going to get there. We're not going to go 500 pips today there, but we might come to this area. It's a Monday. Remember that it's a Monday. All right, that's good enough for the for for supply. Let's look here at demand. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame and see what we have here in terms of demand. Now we have a rally, and then we have a drop here, and we have a psychological round number, or a big round number here, and prices pushed up from it. So whenever price crosses a psychological level or a weekly SR level like these, we have to look at the lower time frames to find the zone. There is, you can see one here, rally base rally. Let's start with that. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame now. Yeah, the 1 hour time frame, it's a lot more clearer. It's a rally. All these are basin candles, 6 basin candles and a rally. Let's look at the 30-minute time frame as well, since we're here. Yeah, the 1 hour is cleaner. 1 hour is cleaner, right? We can keep it on the 1 hour. So this is low 887, and this open I think is 864. Yeah, 864. 87. Okay, that's demand. We're going to mark it as 4-hour demand because, sorry, just a second. Yeah, okay. The market is 4-hour demand because it's visible on the 4-hour time frame. We have a rally-based rally there, right? Now, further down, we have a rally-based rally here. That's where the move started. Um, yeah, I would split this into two. I would do it like this because we've crossed a psychological round number here, so we have to find that base there. Yeah, rally, base in candles, and a rally. That's the leg in, base, leg out. Now you could say this is a leg in, base, leg out. That's fine too, but I've just combined the two of them as one zone. So this closes 146, and this low is 276. 146, 276. Okay. and then we have this zone here. I'm not going to redraw another zone here. I'll just extend this to cover this. Yeah, it's okay. This close here, 799. Okay, and this is I'm going to bring it to the bottom of this candle, 526. Okay, 85.26. Okay, done. So we have two new demand zones. We have a new demand zone here, one here, and we have a supply zone, extended supply zone to these levels. We've just extended the zone, right? They're all supply zones, and they're all liquidity candles that we've extended right to. Just want to take a look at this area once more on the 1 hour time frame. We do have a, yeah, that's okay. We're going to keep it to that. That's fine. All right, next. Let's see if these two new zones that we have are high liquidity zones. Has this rally-based rally taken out an opposing supply zone? Let's look left. Yeah, there is. Yes, yes. There is supply here. There is a drop. Three basin candles. Three basin candles here and a drop, drop, base, drop. And that high of that bull candle, that wick, has been taken out to here, right? This push up. So this is a high liquidity zone. And this one obviously is a high liquidity zone. We've taken out a lot of supply, taken out the supply here, here, and also here. Right, done. Next, let's see if we have a high liquidity candle here where price can pull back to. Also, I want to take a look at, there's nothing here, just a single candle. Yeah, nothing. Let's take a look at this area and see if we have a high liquidity candle here where price could react. If it comes back down, I don't think it will, but if it does, I think we're going to create a new high liquidity candle here to push further up. We're heading towards this. We're coming here, another 160, 70 pips up. We're going to push up. We're heading here to 33.85 or 33.86. That's where we're heading, 33.85. Let's look at this area. There is 134 pip candle, 158. Start with that. Let's look at the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, that candle. Let's go to 15. Let's go to the 5-minute. There's nothing on the 5. It says 15-minute candle here. 51, and the low is 959. Okay. Right. Let's look down here. Price is not going to come down here, but eventually it will at some point, maybe in a couple of weeks from now, or maybe next week. But let's take a look at this area down here on the 1-hour time frame. Looking for the largest bullish candle. Let's just get rid of this for now. Yeah, that's better. There's nothing on the 1-hour. This is when the market was ranging before NFP, so there's nothing, no real volume here. 90 pips, 92. A5. Yeah, keep it on the 30-minute there. Really no volume there. 399, 544. The price is not coming there today, it doesn't matter. Okay. Done. Okay. Next is we're going to take a look at the Asian and London sessions, right? Let's go to the 15-minute time frame and see what price did in the Asian and London sessions. Market open here as 3366, right? Roughly 3366, tapped 3367, opened it, tapped it, and pushed straight down. Now, yeah, Asian high and London high at the exact same price. Um, so 730. Yeah. Okay. Let's put the numbers here. 234. As low as 505. 174. 262. Okay. Let's take a closer look at this. We have NY open is in a couple of minutes. Still have a bit of time. Let's take a closer look at this. Right. The market opened here, pushed up to 3367, rejected, came straight down. This was the initial open move. Then we had price swung up. We created a swing high uh, and the Asian high, and price pushed down. Created 30-minute resistance as well, 30-minute resistance, and price pushed to the liquidity candle here that we marked earlier, this liquidity candle right here. We pushed into the liquidity candle and 3350. Then we created the Asian low, formed 30-minute support, and price pushed straight up to the Asian high once again. Range there for a bit, uh, closed just above it, a couple of pips above it, closed back below it, formed the London high, 30-minute resistance formed here, and price dropped back here. Very close to the liquidity candle, but didn't tap it. Formed the London low and formed 30-minute support, and price went back to the Asian high and London high. We rejected it, came down, tapped the EMA, almost tapped the EMA, created 30-minute support yet again, and then closed above the Asian high, London high, and 3367. There's one candle. That's a significant candle. That's a significant candle. That candle closed above the Asian high, the London high, and 3367. Got to keep that candle in mind, right? Um, yeah, what's that candle? This one right here. This candle opened at 1400. That's pre-NY. Pre-NY candle. We closed above. Now, we are bullish. We're bullish on the weekly, on the daily, and on the 4 hour, right? Really doesn't make sense in looking for, and also kind of the 1 hour. We're bullish. We created support here. We've closed above all of these resistance, this resistance, and 3367. We're bullish on the 1 hour as well. Can argue that we're bullish on the 1 hour as well. So really doesn't make sense in trying to look for sells here, right? The better trade would be to look for the pullback. How far are we from the EMAs? This candle close, we are 150, yeah, 150 pips away from the EMA. So it's better to wait for price to pull back and then take a trade to go up. Just a second. Yeah, I would look for a pullback here to go up further down, the better. Stops below this, swing low. Yeah. Hmm. This is last week's high. This is where the weekly candle closed. This is the high of that weekly candle. We've already closed 30 minutes, has closed above it. We formed support and closed above it. Yeah, I'd be looking for a pullback around this area. Price to continue higher. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and let's look at this zone again. We are deep inside this zone now. What's this open? 68.16. Yeah. You can adjust that zone higher. We're deep in the liquidity candle. Let's look at the liquidity candle again. That's a 1 hour candle. Let's look at the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, let's look at the 15. Yeah, same candle. Let's look at the 5. $55. 71.77. What's his high? 63. 71.77. Let's put a line there. Just want to see what it looks like. 71.77. Yeah, we're right there. 71.77. Going deeper into that liquidity candle. Yeah, I would look for a pullback to take a buy to go up. Continue further up here to 33.77 and then 33, maybe 87. 33.77 and 33.86. 90 pips away. No, 140, sorry. Yeah, 33, sorry, no, 90 pips away. 33.77 and then 90 pips away, 33.86. But a pullback first. Yeah, first a pullback and then a push up. So that's it. Now I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a pullback. Price to come here. Yeah, this candle is significant. This candle closed above. This will be a liquidity candle. This will be a liquidity candle. It's a large candle in this area. There's going to be a zone here. We're going to close. We already have a zone here. A drop-based rally. That's the drop. These are all basin candles from here all the way up to here, basin candles, and that's the leg out. So that's a liquidity candle in that leg out on the 1 hour time frame. And this 4 hour candle is going to close in an hour 50 minutes. If it does close bullish, we'll get a zone here, 4 hour zone here, a drop based rally or a rally based rally. Either way, this candle is important. There is no bottom wick on this candle. That's the only concern. There's no bottom wick on this candle. This candle opened at 1400 IC markets over time. 1 hour candle. We opened at 57.93. Yeah, there is no bottom wick. So price can dip down. But sometimes we have candles with no bottom wicks when there is a lot of bullish volume. Price doesn't need to grab liquidity from the previous candle. It can just open and continue up, and that's exactly what this candle has done. It opened and it pushed straight up. This 1 hour candle opened, pushed up 130 pips. It didn't need to grab liquidity from the previous candle to do that. So I'm waiting for a pullback to take the buys to go up. That's it. We've closed above the London high. 30-minute candle and the 1 hour candle both have closed above the London high. We've created 30-minute support here just before pre-NY. Right? So what I will be looking for is maybe resistance to form, price to pull back, create maybe 15-minute support, and then continue to push up. We're very, very bullish. You can wait for 30-minute support to form again before before price pushes up, but I would just take a pullback. If price pushes down, I'll take a pullback. Stop loss under the swing low. That's safe. Under this 30-minute swing low. And find areas to manage risk. Find 15-minute support levels or 30-minute support levels in between this and your entry to manage risk, and take the pending orders from 3363.30, 3360.90. Yeah. Let's see. I'm just waiting for price to push back. $53. That's the hard stop loss level for buys. I want to get in as low as I possibly can, but I got to be mindful that price may not pull back. Doesn't need to. We're very bullish. I want to get a trade from around here to here. It's about 140 pip move. This candle, it could be coming down here. Place some pending orders here. 6106. I'll be back in a few minutes. Just waiting. I'm going to place maybe a few pending orders here before I. Okay. Okay. I'll be back in a few minutes. Nothing's happening yet. Inside supply zone, we're inside a liquidated candle. Nothing's really happening yet. Should tap 33.71. Yeah, I want a bit of I want price to pull back. I'm not going to chase price here inside the supply zone. I wanted to pull back a bit deeper because if my stop loss is here, then I want price to come as deep as it can to take a trade. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's okay. Um, if you do come down, where can we manage risk? Let's take a look at that on the 15-minute time frame. $33.57. $33.57. Yeah, 33.57 is a good place. We've tapped those areas. 33.57 is a good place. And then 33.61. Just want to see where the next level is. Yeah, 33.61 is should be also good. Yeah, 33.61 is good. Yeah, perfect. 33.61. Perfect. That's it. Those are three levels. So entries are, I want entries further down as I can get. I'm willing to take trades here as well, but these are the areas I'm going to manage with. This is a hard stop loss. 33.53 is a hard stop loss. 33.61 and 33.57 are areas where you can choose to manage risk. And what I mean by that is price breaks below these levels or 15-minute candle closes below these levels, then you can close 20%, 25%, 30%, whatever percentage that you're comfortable in closing, you can close that. That's how you manage risk on a trade when price goes in drawdown. The price goes against you, right? You don't let your full stop loss get hit at any point. You always manage risk. So 33.67 and 33.57 are those areas, obviously, for trades that are opened above them, not for trades at them or below them. You can't manage risk on trades that are not opened. But for trades that are above them, do getting up here, then 33.61 is an area that you want to manage risk. Right? What That's a support resistance level on the 15-minute and the 30-minute time frame. So what it means is if price should stay above it for price to continue. If we close below, then we're very likely coming to 33.57. So you're going to have to hold drawdown. So that is about 40 pip drawdown. So that is why if you don't like drawdown like me, then you can close partial positions and hold the rest. So you are holding less drawdown when price comes here. Right? If you close below this 33.61 and you close partial positions, let's say you decide to close 30% of your open trades, then you're holding less drawdown when price gets here. And if you close even more, when let's say a 15-minute candle closes below 33.57 or at 33.57, you close another 25%, another 30%, then you hold even less drawdown when price gets to 33.53. Right? That's the whole idea of managing risk. So far, nothing. We've got about 5-6 minutes for the 30-minute candle to close. We are closing bearish. We are closing bearish here. We're pushing down, breaking this low, coming further down. Let's see if we can get should come. There is no top, no bottom wick here. No bottom wick on this candle. We should break below this. coming down. Mm-hmm. 386. One order triggered. Thirty-minute candle closed bearish. Could have a pullback to continue even lower. Strong bearish candle close. I'm anticipating this is a pullback for us to continue higher. That's the idea. This 30-minute candle and the 1 hour candle has closed above. This pullback, we could be coming down here. Could be coming down here. There is no bottom wick on this candle. I said this earlier. There is no bottom wick. Could be coming down here. 33.77, 33. Mm. It could come further down. To 30 if you get there. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes. Trades open. I have some pending orders here as well. One here, a couple further down here. If you come back, they'll get triggered. If not, then we push up. I'm anticipating price to go up. First, I've put these blue lines where I'm anticipating price to head to, the levels price would head to first before it gets a minor reaction. So the first level is 33.71. Should get a minor reaction there, 33.77. If you have volume to head there, if you have volume to head further, 33.83. And then if there is still more volume, we could be going up to all the way up to 33.90, 33.90, and then 30 and 3,400. But I don't think we're going to have 370 pip move up now. There is no news today. It's a Monday. So I would be conservative with my TP levels. Be very conservative with your TP levels. If you do take buys, be conservative and manage risk. That's the most important thing. It's more than your TP levels, manage risk. These are the levels to manage risk, right? So know what you're risking, whatever that is, 2%, 3%. So for me, if I hit this, then I will, if I hit the entire, if price comes straight down and hit this, then I'll probably lose about 2% of my account. I'm okay with that, but I will try to reduce that 2% down as much as I can. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. Yeah, I'm going to end the stream in about maybe 10 minutes. Um, everything is clearly explained. Levels where if you are taking these buys where you need to manage risk, 33.61, 33.57, and then hard stop loss at 33.53. TP levels here, and further up as well, right? And also why I took this trade, why I was looking for buys, right? We could come further down. You got to keep this in mind. This 1 hour candle, this, what's the open price? 793, low is 762, 3 pips, 793. Yeah, so this 30-minute and this 1 hour candle has no bottom wick. We could push down. We could. Don't know. There's no guarantee, but we could push down. But we seem like we're getting a reaction here of these levels. Might just open another trade here. Yeah. should have a decent week. It should be a you know a regular trading week. There isn't should have decent volume and not too much chaos in the market because there's no major news events um, this week. Last week was very volatile, very volatile. Um, so last week we had volume straight off the bat. Monday there was a lot of volume. If you look at Monday's daily candle, when was it? 28th. Yeah, there was a push down. It's about a 400 pip candle, 440 pip candle. Then Tuesday, nothing much. Then on Wednesday, we had the interest rate decision and FOMC. Interest rates didn't do anything, but FOMC meeting minutes push price down. Massive 600 plus pip push down. And then Thursday was the calm before the storm. And on Friday in FP, we pushed up an 800 pip candle. I thought it might do 1,000 pips the way it was heading, the way price was moving. It moved 400 plus pips in the first 30 minutes. So I was anticipating price that volume to continue, but then soon after that initial 1 hour, the first two 30-minute candles closed after news, the first two 30-minute candles, price just died. There was just no volume at all, nothing, absolutely nothing. We just moved sideways for the rest of the evening throughout the NY session, the first half of the NY session, the whatever was left of the first half of the NY session, and then right through to the second half of the NY session. Nothing happened, absolutely nothing. We didn't do anything. If you look at the 30-minute time frame, look at that. The first two 30-minute candles, boom, big move. Then nothing, just nothing after that. Here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, nothing. Then this is the end of the trading day. We just had a bit of a push up. Just 6 hours, we just moved sideways. Nothing happened. We're pushing up now. Running about 30 pips right now in profit. Let's see if we can get to 33.71 first. That's the first area, 33.71, then 33.77. We still haven't tapped this area, so I'm still expecting price can come down. We tapped the optimal entry. All my entries are below the optimal entry and around this Asian high and London high. That's the London high. We spoke about all of this. When we were doing the analysis, we spoke about all of this, right? So it tapped all of these areas. It tapped the Asian high, London high. We came deeper. We came up here. We didn't tap. I have an entry here. That entry didn't get triggered. That was right at this resistance right here, right at the resistance. 33.61. That didn't trigger. 33.61 didn't trigger. We came to 33.61.12. Trying to push up now. We're running about 33, 35 pips in profit from here. 38. Let's see. I'm going to be conservative with my TP levels today because it's a Monday and there is no news, right? It's always better to be conservative. I might have a runner. There is one up here to go up to 33.87. That's if you get there, it's about 250 pips. Yeah, 250 pips, 245, 248 pips. If you get there, I might hold that, but the rest of the positions I will be very conservative with the rest of the positions, TP levels. If we get up, I need to see volume. I need to see 30-minute candle start to close bullish. So we've got about 11 minutes for this candle to close. This candle needs to close bullish. And ideally, it needs to close back above 33.67. You want a 30-minute candle or a 15-minute bull candle close back above 33.67. So what's happened is 30-minute candle closed above 33.67. That's an important level, very important level, 33.67. It's a weekly SR level. We closed above it. The next candle broke the high and closed above it. And then immediately a 30-minute candle closed bearish with no bottom wick below it, right? So now I want to see a 30-minute candle close back above 33.67, right? A 15-minute candle really doesn't do it for me. I want to see a 33.67. I want to see a 30-minute candle close above 33.67. Then we can anticipate price is going to head up, right? That's confirmation that price is going to continue, could continue up. There are no guarantees in trading, but then that we could. Right, we moved about 50 pips from entry. Yeah, 49, 49.8. Yeah, 50 now, pushing up above 50. I want a 30-minute candle close above. I don't want this candle to pull back down and close under. That's not a great sign. If you push back down and close under, if you close here, then the next candle is very likely to create a top wick and come further down. We could come down, but then we'll have to. I'm going to have to manage risk on these trades at these levels. All right, I'm going to end the stream in about 5 minutes. Any questions on anything that I've spoken about today, on the analysis, on why I took this trade, where the levels, where to manage risk, why the entries were taken here, why the fib was drawn the way it was drawn, where the TP levels are, anything, you can ask me now. I'll end this, and after that, I'll end the stream in about 5 minutes. Running almost 60 pips right now, 60 over 60 pips, 62, 63 pips. Let's see if we can head up here. The it doesn't matter. It's not about how many pips is running right now. That I'm not concerned with that. It's about the 30-minute candle. It's about price action. The 30-minute candle needs to close bullish above 33.67 so that the next candle can create a bottom wick, break the high, and continue deeper into this liquidity candle. All right, that is what I'm looking for. Don't really care about how much pips of profit it is in. That's secondary. It is important, but that's secondary. It's about the 30-minute candle closing bullish above 33.67 so that we can continue higher, deeper, head to 33.77. Got about 6 minutes for the candle to close. If we close under, we form support, but it's likely then that we're going to create a top wick and maybe break the low, maybe come again here, go deeper. That's possible. I want to see the 30-minute candle close above. This candle again, no bottom wick, right? So if you close under, Very likely that the next candle is coming down below this. Very, very likely. If you close under. If you close bullish above, then that just means that there's a lot of bullish volume. That's why price didn't need to create a bottom wick, trade into this previous candle's wick to go up. That's what it means. If you close bullish, strong bullish above 33.67. If you don't, then it means that, okay, there was bullish volume, but that wasn't a lot of bullish volume. So the next candle could come down, break this low because there is no bottom wick, and then we're trading back into this wick, into that 22 pip, 21 pip wick, right? And then if you trade into that wick, we could trade into this candle right here. If you break this candle low, we can trade into this candle and come further down. So we need, price needs to close above. We've got about 5 minutes more. The 30-minute candle needs to close above 33.67. It's still below. We're rejecting 33.67. Coming down. Okay, I'm going to end the stream now. It's so I'm not going to give out any ideas for later on. It's a Monday, and the idea is this. The idea are buys. That's a hard stop loss. Price needs to respect this swing low for price to continue up to 33.77 and 33.83, and to the next liquidity candle. It needs to respect this swing low, right? So that is why the hard stop loss is there. There are other areas to manage risk, 33.61 and 33.57, and TP levels are above here, and this is the entry area. Okay, all right, we'll come back tomorrow and see how this trade did. If price comes down, I'm managing risk. I hate drawdown, so I'm managing risk at these levels, right? But I have some pending orders here. Obviously, on those orders, I'm not going to manage risk because those orders are still pending. They're not open. But on the ones that are open, I will manage risk. I'll maybe close about 20% of them, right? If it comes to 33, if we close below, if a 15-minute candle closes below 33.67, I mean 33.61, I might close 20-30% of my positions, right? All right. See you guys tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. EST. Thank you for being here. If this has helped in any way, if my analysis has helped in any way, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. It helps to get the word out. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. EST. Take care.